Hello, this is Mr. Knowles, and this video focuses on transitioning students from dividing using a place value chart with place value disks, which is like this method here, to the standard algorithm, which is like this method to the right. And our learning target is I can find whole number quotients and remainders. Let's get started. So we have a problem 57 divided by 3, and in class, we've been using a place value chart to divide. So if I were to build one, this would be the tens place, this would be the ones place, and I have in my dividend 57, so I'd put 5 tens here and 7 ones here. And then I would divide by my divisor, which is the 3. In class, we've been making rows, and this is where graph paper can be helpful in math. Actually, it's very helpful in a lot of ways in math. I make these 3 rows, which represent the divisor, and then I would start moving my tens first and dividing them evenly into the rows. So there's 3 tens, one in each row. I'm left with 2 tens. I can't divide 2 tens into 3 groups evenly. So I'm going to do something we call unbundle them. I'm going to move them over here and unbundle them, which each one is worth the value of 10 ones. So I'm going to put 10 ones here, and I guess I'll put, it's going to look a little busy. I'm going to put 10 ones over here. So I've unbundled the 2 tens, and now they're 20 ones. And over in the ones place, I now have 27 ones. And now I'm going to try to divide those evenly in the ones place. I'm going to go do 5 at a time because I have a lot of 5s there. So I can put 5 there. I can put 5 ones here. And I can put 5 ones here. Still have quite a few ones left. I think I'm going to do 2 at a time now. So 1, 2, take 2 away here, 1, 2, and take 2 away, 1, 1, 2. I still have a few left. I'm going to do 1 at a time now. 1, 1, and I have 3 left. Well, that's good because I think I can put them here. All right. So I've divided everything I could. Now I would go back and I noticed I have 110 in one of these groups, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ones over here in this place value. So 57 divided by 3 is 110 and 9 ones, but we would write 19. And this is how we've been learning how to divide in class. Well, this way works, but it does get pretty tedious. And we want to transition students to the standard algorithm way, which is the way that most people have learned how to divide. And I can show you what that looks like. So I draw this symbol. Some people call it the house. And I would write the dividend, the larger number, 57 here, and I put the divisor over there. And this represents the same thing as 57 divided by 3. And we have to know our 3's, and some of us may or may not know our 3's very well. So if you don't, what I would recommend is let's make a multiplication menu. So I like to call it a multiplication menu. Let's write it here. And basically, I'm just going to start, menu. I'm just going to start writing down my facts of 3. 3 times 1 is 3. And what I'm trying to do is to See, a lot of people will say, how many threes can I get into that five? And remember, it's 5 tens, not just five. Well, 3 times 1 is 3. What's the next 3? 3 times 2, that's 6. Okay, that's already too much. So 3 times 1 will work. So you're going to take the 1, and you're going to put it right above the 5. This is why I like graph paper, because you're really saying 10 times 3. Remember, this is the tens place. And this over here is the ones place. It's very similar to that place value chart we were just using. We're saying 110 times 3 is 30. But a lot of people, your parents will probably say, oh, it's 1 times 3 is 3, right? But we're doing this in the tens place. So now we're going to say 5 minus 3 tens is 2. And just like in that place value chart method we just did, we had 2 tens left. And we unbundled them, right? Well, those 2 tens become 21s. And we combine them with the other ones we had, which were 7. And your parents or people at home will say, oh, you just bring the 7 down. What you're doing is you're putting that 7 with that 2 10, it's a 2 tens, and now it's 27 ones. Now we have 27 ones. Okay, well, how many threes can I get into 27? And if you don't know your threes, keep working on your menu. 9, 3 times 4, 12, 3 times 5, 15, 3 times 6, 18, 3 times 7 is 21. Run out of room, so go over here. 3 times 8, 21 plus 3 is 24. 3 times 9, 27. Remember, you're just adding 3 every time. Okay, so 9, 3 times 9, I'm going to put it here. 9 ones times 3 is 27. And I'm going to subtract. There's no remainder, which is awesome. So I got the same answer as my place value chart method. So knowing your multiplication facts is really going to be helpful in division. Now let's try one more. 86 divided by 5. Okay. So I'm going to set this up. I'm going to build the house, or whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the house. And I'm going to put the 86 in here. And that's the dividend. And I'm going to put the divisor over here, the 5. And we're going to do 86 divided by 5. And remember, that 8 is in the tens place. And that 6 is in the ones place. Now, a lot of you know your 5s, right? So I'm going to build the multiplication menu real fast. So 5 times 1, that's 5. 5 times 2, that's 10. All right, that's already too big, right? Because we're just trying to divide 8 by 5. So 5 times 1. I put the 1 there. So 110 times 5, that's 50, right? We're not going to write 50 though, we're just going to write 5. But we just know it's 50, and you kind of notice if you wanted to, you could put a 50 there. Well, we can if you really want to. Watch this. We could do that. And we could subtract. And then, let's see, that's 6. And 8 minus 5, that's 3. 36. You have 36 left over, 36 ones. The method that we were just doing earlier, though, which your parents will probably have you do, is say, hey, what's 8 minus 5? Well, that's 3. And then they'll tell you to bring the 6 down. We're basically doing the same thing. And we have 36 left over. Okay, now we have to see how many 5s can go into 36. Well, how well do you know your fives? And I bet you know them really well. 15, 5 times 4. You're going to say this faster than I can write it. 20, 5 times 5. It's 25. 5 times 6. 30. 5 times 7. 35. I think that's it, right? Because I know that 5 times 8, and you already know this, is 40. So we need to use the 5 times 7. We need this one here. So we're going to put that 7 where the ones place is. And we're going to say, hey, what's 7 times 5? Oh, that's 35. And we write it underneath, and then we subtract. We're left with 1. That's something special. We call that our remainder. So we put an R1. 17, remainder 1. So our answer is 17, remainder 1. You got one more in you? Let's do one more. 52 divided by 4. All right. So I'm going to build this and put the 52 in here and the 4 over here. And how well do you know your 4s? 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Oh, that's already too big, right? We're trying to see how many 4s we can get into 5. Which is really 5 tenths. We're going to put a 1 there. 1 times 4 is 4. And then we're going to subtract. 5 tens minus 4 tens is 110. And now you would bring that 2 down. And now you have 12 ones. How many 4s can I get into 12? Well, let me look at that multiplication menu I built. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3, just add 4 to 8, is 12. Hey, look at that. That's perfect. So I need that one. I need that 3. 3 times 4 is 12. No remainder.